Hey, Leah.
Hi.
How you doing? Hmm. You seem a little down. You seem a little down. Yeah. Okay. Hey, look. Can I take a look at the diary card and get moving? Did you do it? You got a diary card? Okay. Good. All right. Let's see this. Okay. All right. Well. Oh. Okay. I see a lot of things at once here. Like you've got. Tuesday, you really filled out all this stuff here, and it looks like you had a very rough day. Tuesday, here we are Friday. All right. In fact, and you did some filling out of stuff before that, but since Tuesday, you haven't filled it out anymore. What happened? Yeah. I just get this impression, oh my God, was Tuesday so bad that it just sort of like ended for now, filling out these things. And yet I have to tell you, you've been very good about filling out stuff when you don't feel like it, and I appreciate that. So I don't want you to feel bad about this. I just want to make sure we're always trying to put this stuff down. You know what I notice, Leah, on Tuesday is the first thing I always look at is that, yeah, you had self-harming on that day. Some kind of, I assume, self-cutting. Cut yourself? Yeah. And then I look at these other numbers, and you had urges 5 out of 5 to harm yourself, and of course you did harm yourself. So it went all right up to the top, and then you did harm yourself. And I see other 5s along here, which are always painful. Emotional misery, a 5. Wow. That's you have a lot of miserable days, but that's one of the worst I've seen. And shame, 5, right? You felt bad about yourself. 0 joy. I really want us to, God, I like to work at the same time getting bad stuff down, but also I would like to have us keep working on having you have some joy, which has a lot to do with relationships right now with other people. So we'll come back to this, and then 5 out of 5 urges, yeah, and then 3 out of 5. It looks like it was sort of hard to read, but it's clearly a 3. The more I look at it, of wanting to commit suicide, which is really unusual for you. You really felt Tuesday things were so bad. What was that? Did you have a plan that you were going to try to do something? No, just sort of thoughts, feelings. Well, one thing's clear is I want to take a look with you at Tuesday. It's hard to have many days like that. These ones that aren't filled out, were they all just as bad, like Wednesday and Thursday this week?
It was a bad week.
It was a bad week.
Yeah.
Damn. It's tough. It's tough. What are you? You're like a few weeks into the school year. It's a tough week. Okay. So, we're going to talk about that and I want to get the story of what happened that day. But what else? Is there something else? Because that might not take the whole time. Is there something else that you might want to put on the agenda? No? Just something personal. I mean, maybe things will come up on about Tuesday that are really relevant. But is there anything else that you'd just like to talk about?
I don't want to talk about it.
It? Oh, there is an it, but you don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Something. Okay, something that you don't want to talk about. All right.
Something. Something bad happened, but I don't want to.
Something bad happened.
I
Okay.
don't want to talk about it.
Well, that really, it's your business. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely open to hearing about it, as you know, but,
Just don't today, okay?
we won't. So we'll if you change your mind about that, we can talk about that. I'm sure we can make time for that. Look, I think I know you well enough by now to know that if it was something bad that happened that you did, like harming yourself or trying to do something worse to yourself, that you would be telling me, or it would be here. So it isn't something that would have belonged on these pages, on this page, on the diary card. Like it isn't self-harm. So I would want to know that, or any other life-threatening behavior. No. All right, something bad happened. I'm sorry. Well, so let's go ahead then. It's also, let me get this started. I can tell you're in a kind of out of sorts in some way, and but I want to hear about Tuesday, and I want to start with, just so I get clear about that day, you did harm yourself. Do you know when it was and what you did? Can you sort of fill me in on those details?
Yeah, I cut with a razor.
Okay. And you cut with a razor. You cut as like other times that you've cut on. Is it where on your arm? What, one arm or both arms?
Just the left arm.
Just the left arm. And do you know how many cuts?
3.
3? Were they deep enough, or serious enough that you needed to go to an emergency room or to somehow get them sewn up or anything?
No.
Not that way?
No.
Okay. I'm not saying they weren't serious. If they were that, I just want to know if there was medical treatment involved too.
No.
Did it hurt when you did them? Or
A little bit.
a little bit? It was the evening? At home or somewhere else?
Or,
What? In your room?
Yeah.
With a razor?
Yeah.
Leah, we've talked before about you not having a razor in your room. I don't want to come down on you about it, but I want to ask you about it. Like, I thought we had agreed that you're more likely to not have to cut yourself if you don't have a razor nearby. Right?
Yeah.
So what happened? Was this in your room, or did you bring it in just for that?
No, I went to get it. I went to get it.
You went to get it. Like the bathroom or somewhere else? You went to get a razor in the bathroom and then you... All right, well, when we're figuring out what to do about what this story was, we got to figure out if that was like a big factor. Obviously, if you didn't have a razor, you wouldn't have cut yourself with a razor.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you think, just for the moment, do you think we're going to need to have razors not in your house?
Oh my God, I don't want to get my mom and my sister involved. No.
I know, and I'm supportive of
They're
you.
like, they
Want
use
you
that
to solve
bathroom. We share this bathroom. I do not want them on my case.
All right.
So.
All right, I think this is something I'm going to want to just see if you and I can come up with a better solution, because you've worked very hard, and most days you haven't been cutting yourself, especially during the school week. And here it is as a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So all right, but let me get the story. As usual, what we want to do is I want to get the story of like what led up to that, like what's the story behind it. So when do you think that story begins? Was it during the day Tuesday? Was it? You said it was a rough day.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Well, it kind of started Monday.
Okay.
With David.
With David? Oh yeah, you've told me. David seems like a really...
He seemed like a really great guy.
Cool guy,
Yeah,
great guy.
He
Seemed like a great guy.
Yeah.
So what happened Monday? How did it start Monday?
I don't know, we're finishing up math, walk outside, he's like, said hi to me. And I was like, oh. And I said hi to him. And I was like,
Oh.
yeah, no, don't
He
get
said
it.
hi to you. He didn't have it. He sort of.
Yeah, no, he actually said hi to me. And like,
Oh. He must have been excited.
yeah. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Said hi to each
He
other.
said hi to me, and then that was nice. And then I was like, cool. And then
Cool.
later,
Yeah.
like literally, he ignores me.
Where was that?
It's at the end of the day in the hallway.
Yeah. What do you mean he ignored you? Tell me how that happened. I want to know.
I'm standing right there, and he's standing there. He doesn't say anything.
School's done.
Yeah, it's like the end, you know, like the last period bell rang, and you're by my locker and stuff.
All right. By your locker.
Yeah.
And he walks by you.
Yeah.
Did he make eye contact? Do you know?
I don't know.
You didn't notice.
Well, I didn't like want to seem obvious, so I don't look, stare at him. It's
Yeah, I
weird.
think that's smart. I think that's smart. But so you were kind of looking at other things, but you knew he came by, but he didn't stop and say hi to you. You didn't say hi to him either?
I didn't say hi to him.
You think it's possible he's with his therapist right now, wondering why you didn't say hi to him?
He doesn't need a therapist. He's not fucked up like I am.
Oh, you have no idea.
No.
You have no idea. Let's say he's got a pretty good presentation. But I'm not saying he is fucked up. It's just that I've been around this long enough to know that people who look absolutely like they are amazing.
Charlie, no one's doing what I'm doing.
But you know what I'm saying. I mean, what I'm saying right now is forget
Okay,
about
fine.
Forget
Yes,
about
I know.
I'm not David's therapist. I don't
Okay.
know him or anything.
Fine.
No, I'm really saying, isn't it possible of how you're thinking about this? I just want to know, like, was there something that clued you into the idea that he's not interested in you?
Yeah,
He walks
didn't
by
say
and
hi to
neither of
me.
you says anything to each other.
He doesn't say hi to me.
But you didn't say hi to him, right?
I'm not why would I?
You did earlier.
No, he said it first.
You've set the pattern.
He said it first. He
Oh,
should've-
oh, he said hi first. That's right.
yeah, the first time.
Oh, so now maybe, I don't know. Okay, that must have felt really bad because you were thinking,
Yes.
here he comes, maybe he'll say hi again.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
And he didn't. And now here I am, just like.
but you came to the conclusion in your, I don't mean in your brain necessarily, you didn't calculate stuff, but you came to the immediate instinctual conclusion, he's not interested, right? Okay.
Why would he? Yeah.
Why would he? That's a different question. You mean you also had the thought, why would he be interested? Oh, you did. You didn't just think.
I thought he's not, obviously he's not into me.
First you decided.
And then,
not
wow, why
into
would
me.
he? Why am I so, why did I even get my hopes up? This is so stupid.
He's not into me, you thought. That's a interesting thought. And I wouldn't have known for sure if he wasn't into you by what you described, but you
You're
felt.
not in high school. You don't know how it is.
This is true.
Okay.
It's true. It's not. It's true. But he's not into me was a thought. But then also you have the thought, why would he be? That one's tougher, man. Why would he be? That's like some whole judgment about yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would he or anyone else be interested in me, or anyone else who's cool?
Anybody.
Does anybody show interest in you? Well, we're only like 3 weeks into the school year or so, but I mean, someone who's less than great.
Like a guy?
Not like a dirtbag kind of guy, but like a reasonable guy. Yeah. Show interest, you just don't like that one. You're holding out for David.
He was cool.
He's cool. Okay, why would he be? So that thought's certainly going to bring you down, and you think it's kind of like over. You've decided he's not into me. Okay, so he goes by, he doesn't come back. You don't go back anywhere. You go home after that, or something else. You go home and you're feeling what? How would you describe? I can imagine, but I'd like to know how you would describe how you felt after that sort of non-run-in with David at the end of the day. How'd you feel?
Just like a fool.
Felt like a fool.
like, why did I get my hopes up?
Oh,
Like, stupid.
like I'm so stupid
Yeah.
for that. Okay. So, all right, but like a fool is not necessarily. That's very important for me to realize because that's part of what you're doing, what you're talking to yourself and saying I'm like a fool to, which probably extends into and I've got to stop putting myself out there, putting my heart out there, right?
Yeah.
Thinking there's hope, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're thinking that way, and you're probably feeling. Were you feeling? Would you say sadness, or was it? You felt like a fool.
Like
So is that where the shame
like
comes in?
devastated.
What?
Like just devastated.
Devastated.
Yeah.
And you wrote down 5 out of 5 about shame. Was that sort of the point that you were most ashamed of? Like,
Yeah.
as if you've been a fool. Did you also have the thought maybe that you were somehow a fool in his eyes?
Yeah. Like he must think I'm so stupid.
He must think you're stupid. Why? Do you think that he thought that you had shown interest in him?
Yeah.
The way you said hi earlier?
Yeah, he must have known and then was like, I don't want to be with that girl. She's messed up.
Could I just ask you, could we go back to the first time when he did say hi to you and you're hanging around and you're there? Are there some other kids there?
Yeah, like we're hanging. Like there's people outside the like classroom area.
All right. But he stands near you and he says hi. What do you make of that? Is there a thought that comes from that?
Yeah, at first I thought, oh my god, yay, like he wants to talk to me. He thinks
Yeah.
I'm cool too. Like,
Well, that sounds like a reasonable interpretation.
yeah,
right?
but then he like
He didn't have to say hi.
no, and then he chose not to later either.
I know. So at the moment you thought, wow, he chose to say hi to me. Maybe he likes me, right? It's hard to say that now because now you feel it's not. You feel it was stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go home, but it was Tuesday that you cut yourself, not Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So you went home. God, the pressure must have been pretty high, feeling pretty terrible. What did you do Monday? Even though I want to get into Tuesday, but can we take a minute? What did you do to get through that evening? You ended up not cutting yourself.
I did. I used my crisis kit and I just the stuff we always talk about.
You use your crisis kit. So you use some skills, like distress tolerance skills of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name for me like something you did because I want to know
Yeah,
over time what works for you.
Yeah. I looked at I did some editing of my pictures.
You did. Okay. And you were able to get your mind onto that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's great. I
And
would
I
have fully
showered.
expected you that night to feel the highest pressure to cut yourself.
I did, and I showered, and
You showered.
I did a lot. I did my whole ritual with my face mask and stuff, and
Oh.
that just I got through the night.
Very
and
good. You're so
It
good.
was hard.
That was really good. I mean, so you go into Tuesday, and what
Yeah.
happened Tuesday? How did things proceed Tuesday?
Well, I woke up feeling super upset again.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want to face him.
Yeah.
'Cause here I am, this stupid girl, thinking he likes me and he doesn't.
Uh-huh.
And it builds and builds all day, and I'm avoiding him, which is hard because we have math class together. And then I see him.
You avoided him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have math together. You see him at math class.
Yeah,
Yeah. And what happened there?
nothing.
Oh, nothing happened. Meaning he didn't do anything towards you. You didn't
Yep.
do anything towards him.
Yep.
Do you guys sit near each other in math class? What's the
No.
situation there? Do you get to choose where you sit in math class?
No, we always sit in the same place.
Yeah.
So we can it's so annoying. I can see him,
Oh.
and I know he can see me.
Yeah. You both are sideways to each other. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't. I'm not gonna go sit in the front seat, so I can't see him because ew. I'm not gonna sit in the back. It'd just be weird.
Very hard, isn't it, when you're trying to avoid somebody and then you have to sit in a situation like that?
Yeah.
That puts a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because you have every right to want to avoid him for there. I'm not sure whether you've drawn the right conclusion about him personally, but you've drawn whatever you've drawn, and so you're avoiding him, and then you're in math class, And during that day, I guess while you're feeling that you're stupid and you're sort of still feeling like bad about yourself, did you do any things during that time to try to get your mind away from him? Like get him off your mind, if that was possible, or was that just not it?
I mean, I like tried to focus on the teacher, but it was so boring. So no, just kind of like kept like replaying things that happened and how like I must have looked at him.
Really like that you're trying to pay attention to the teacher. Maybe if it wasn't so boring that day, like maybe you could have gotten your mind into something else. But he's right there also, so that's very hard.
Yeah.
And then, so then, how did things proceed after math class?
I like run out because I don't want to see him.
Uh
I
huh.
don't wanna, like watch it. You know, I know. Ugh, I'm just feeling awful. I'm feeling like the whole class. I like want to crawl out of my skin. It's like horrible.
Wanted to crawl out of your skin.
And I'm just like replaying and making sure it doesn't happen again. It's horrible. Thinking.
And when you're replaying and replaying, you're just replaying it as you told me it. You didn't replay it wondering, well, maybe I misinterpreted.
No.
That was done.
Yeah.
You would have had to have me there challenging your interpretation.
He could have come up to me again and he didn't. So, nope. I checked the facts. He didn't say
You
anything to me.
checked the facts.
He didn't
I
say
love
anything
it.
to
You
me.
did that. You
Mhm.
You did not check the facts.
I did. We learned
In your
it last
mind,
week.
you check the facts, but your mind is already biased. You realize that your mind is biased towards thinking that some guy like him is not going to be interested in you. So
Some guy like him
you are
isn't
not
gonna
a
be
reliable
interested in
fact
me.
checker. What?
Yeah, that's a fact.
What do you mean it's a fact?
No.
All right. So there you go. Are you at the end of the school day at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't another passing at the locker kind of thing.
No, I avoided him.
Okay. You're avoiding him, but you're trying to manage your feelings about it. Your mind is sort of going on about it. You go home. How did you get from that to ending up cutting yourself?
I just couldn't stop thinking about it.
Okay.
And I just like it, crawling, like burning inside of me, just like, oh, I hated it. It was horrible thinking about how pathetic I was, and just, like no, like he's not into me. No one's gonna be into me. Just like.
So you whatever else you were doing at home, your mind was kept being driven, like going around and around. It must have been hard to not think about that. Like it sounds like you were revved up.
Yeah, because I was like, it didn't go away. He's still in my math class, and it's like it was so like raw. It feels really raw.
Okay.
And horrible.
So you're stuck with these thoughts. It's going around and around
and
in
then
your
like
head.
thoughts about like Brad show up again, and how like that, just like I'm never gonna have a good boyfriend. Like I'm gonna be alone forever.
Okay, you
like,
started to. It
yeah.
started to spread beyond this thing with David, and it sort of remind you of okay, Brad didn't work out.
Brad didn't work out. David didn't work out. Like, who wants me? Why would anybody want me?
Why would anybody want me? Could I ask you your honest and wise mind opinion about this? If somebody ever wants you, what do you have to offer? I want to just see if you can come up during this miserable state of mind.
Nothing.
Is there anything you can hang on to that you remember that actually there's something worth wanting here? Do you have anything you can think of?
They can have my photography pictures.
That's not what I mean, but that's a nice thing that you have that and that you're proud of that, but that isn't what I meant. But, we could work on this. We're not going to work on this right now, but it's partly, your thoughts are driving you. They're just driving you. And
That's the truth.
as much as I love that you brought up check the facts without me asking about it, I wonder if you could have checked the facts. It's hard to know how you would have checked the facts.
Facts
Yeah.
are, no guy has wanted me. and that
No, the facts are that he walked by you without saying hello.
yeah, he ignored me.
Okay. All right. So then you end up in the evening. You haven't been able to get away from these thoughts.
I did my homework.
What?
I did some homework.
You did do some homework.
Yeah, that sucked.
Could you get your head into your homework? I bet you.
No, I just got overwhelmed. I saw it all out there. History just didn't help.
At what point do you think you started thinking, oh, there's a razor blade in the bathroom, I could go get it? Was that on your mind all through this period of you're doing your homework, and are you weighing that versus this, or did that just come to your mind later, like, I've got to cut myself?
It was like, this isn't working.
This isn't working.
Yeah. The homework wasn't working. I was getting super overwhelmed. I did do some breathing.
You did do some breathing?
Yeah, no, and then I just kind of... I looked at the crisis kit, and I thought about, like, I was like, I just can't.
Oh, good for you.
I can't.
Did it cross your mind to call me for coaching, rather than once you realized, uh-oh, I'm heading down this road, and it isn't working?
No, I just felt...
I want you to train your brain now, so that when you're thinking nothing's working, your next thought is, I better call Charlie. I mean, you may or may not find me available right then, but I want you to train your brain to think that rather than
I know.
cut.
I'm so used to being alone.
I know you are.
And not having anyone.
I
So
know.
I know. I should have called you. I know I should have.
It's still a hard thing for you to do. Okay. Okay, so you cut yourself, but now tell me what that did for you. Did it help? I mean, that's why you do it, but what did it help this time?
Mm-hmm.
What did it do?
I just felt like relief for the first time in so long.
Relief.
Yeah.
Could you feel that in your body, do you think?
Yeah. I was like...
Is there tension or something?
Yeah, I got...
Uh-huh.
I was just like more relaxed.
More relaxed.
Yeah.
And what about the whole pattern of all the thoughts going around?
It was almost
Really?
like a pause button.
Oh my God.
It was kind of awesome.
Thoughts. I like that, a pause button. God, so you were able to have the thoughts go down, get relief that's probably physical and mental, emotional, and be more relaxed.
Yeah, and then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. He's a jerk. Whatever. I don't need guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you came to then a conclusion about him.
Yeah.
It's sort of like now you can just put it behind you. It just made it possible to think, he's a jerk. He went from the great David to the jerk David, right?
Yeah, he went to the jerk, that's for sure. Yeah, he's a jerk. All guys are jerks. I'm just not.
And
I'm
there's the
gonna
all
be.
guys are jerks.
I'm done.
You know why it's dangerous for you to go all the way to that conclusion? You know why?
Why?
Because I'm a guy.
Yeah, but you're not like a guy.
I'm not a guy. No, I'm a grown-up guy who is your therapist. But
Fine.
I just want to make sure.
Right, you're not included in that. I don't want to date you. Like
Not
I
that
want
I
to date
care.
these. Like I wanted to date David.
Exactly.
And like, there's no.
All right,
whatever.
you're still willing to be in therapy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.